Hi there, welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Eric Chilton, joined alongside Chad Silver, Lauren Coleman. Ben Briscoe will be along in just a minute.
Hey everybody, remember you can watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFNY News 2 app. So many ways to watch us.
And to our Facebook friends, we're going to be talking about the worst pizza toppings later in the show. So let us know in the comments which you do not like. A lot of people have very strong opinions about this one. All right, first today, we are on top of breaking news in Randolph County. Deputies now say a Seagrove firefighter who died last weekend was actually killed by his wife. EMS responded to a report of a self-inflicted gunshot wound on Saturday. They took MJ Auman to the hospital where he later died. The sheriff's office says its investigation showed his wife, Heather, actually shot him. She's been charged with first-degree murder. This, of course, is a developing story. We'll update you on air and online as we learn more. Our smartphone app subscribers will be the first to get the latest information.
Now let's get to some huge news for the Triad economy. Thousands of jobs could be coming here to the Triad.
In the state budget proposed by Republicans, there are hundreds of millions of dollars in incentives to create more jobs at the Greensboro-Randolph megasite. Dig Into It's Ben Briscoe has been going through the proposal to find out what it means.
So state lawmakers confirmed that the money would be to expand the Toyota plant, which was already supposed to be 1,700 plus new jobs. That was a huge win in itself, and it could get even bigger. Now lawmakers want the company to take $225 million in exchange for Toyota creating at least 5,000 jobs. The deal still has to be finalized here. Coming up at 5:45, we're going to dig into the impact and show you how those 5,000 new jobs would trickle down into many, many, many more. In the meantime, let us know your questions about the news by texting 336-379-5775.
The Greensboro-Randolph mega site is just one of the items in the nearly $28 billion budget proposal. Here are a couple more highlights. $15 million will go to school resource officer grants. The goal is to get an officer in every elementary and middle school statewide. Plus, another $32 million goes to school safety training and safety equipment. Aside from security benefits, there's also several pay raise opportunities. Most state workers are slated to get a 3.5% bump, with teachers getting an average salary increase of 4%. This also includes bus drivers and other employees who will get the raise or move up to $15 an hour. The proposal also creates what's called an inflation reserve fund. That's $1 billion set aside in case our economy slides into recession.
Lawmakers are also considering two other notable bills. First, the permanent legalization of hemp. A House bill failed yesterday, so now it's up to the Senate to pass it. If lawmakers can't agree by Friday, hemp will become illegal in our state. Another bill would legalize sports gambling. The idea all but died in the House last week. Representative Pricey Harrison says it'll be reconsidered tomorrow. Now, Democratic State Senator Michael Garrett says he's confident they'll find a consensus on the hemp bill by the end of this week. So two very important, interesting topics that lawmakers are considering.
I can tell you, as far as the sports betting goes, I know people that have been, as soon as that became a possibility and serious talk about it, I know people that are businessmen that are ready, waiting in the wings, got the plan already ready to go, because as soon as they give the go-ahead, if it were to happen, they're ready to start. And it will, you could have little mini Vegases all over the country, really, if states pass that.
Absolutely, and we've seen it happen in other places as well. We've seen how people reacted in those states. So right now, I guess we're just waiting to figure out how it will work here.
I think it is similar to legalizing marijuana in other states, whereas the state is trying to figure out how they can capitalize and make money off this type of thing. So, you know, if the state can figure out how to make money off sports gambling and it can add to our, pot of money here in the States, I mean, obviously that's a good thing. Obviously the only downside is a lot of people can get addicted to gambling.
Have problems.
And abuse the system.
Exactly. But I guess we'll see how it goes. When it comes to hemp, though, I'm curious to see how this goes, because you've seen all those stores, the hemp stores
everywhere
that have popped up all over the place. It would be wild if this weren't to pass. And I mean, would they be forced to shut down? I'd be curious to see how this goes.
Well, and the sales tax that economies and governments are making off the sale of that, I mean, that's a significant amount of money.
Yeah, We'll keep our eyes open on that one. And another conversation, a big one happening right now, is the future of the ACC headquarters. Republican State House Representative John Hardisser says $15 million in the proposed state budget is aimed at keeping the ACC in North Carolina for the next 15 years. The ACC's headquarters has been in Greensboro for 70 years. Democratic State Senator Michael Garrett says with this money, the conference would then move to Charlotte.
I think the new leadership at the ACC has always wanted to move to a bigger city, and they use this as an opportunity, again, to fleece the taxpayers in North Carolina and help us so we can help finance the move for them.
A statement from an ACC spokesperson reads in part, the process regarding conversations about the location of a ACC headquarters is ongoing. There's no time frame for them to make a decision. The proposal also requires the ACC to host several postseason championship tournaments in our state over the next 10 years. At least 2 men's basketball tournaments would be in Greensboro. Keep in mind, the state budget still needs to be approved. I think it's great that it could possibly still stay in North Carolina, even with it moving to Charlotte, because as you know, North Carolina is right in the center of the coast there, so it'd still be a good location for, other people.
That's kind of like me. That's my second choice. If we can't keep it here, then at least keep it in the state. It's a matter of pride for people from here because they're proud that the ACC was born at Sedgefield Country Club and that, it's grown into what it is. We hate to see it go. The bigger thing, though, is to keep the ACC tournaments coming here as much as possible because let's be honest, that's how we make the money.
Right, and I'm kind of all or nothing when it comes to this. I'm kind of a sore loser. I don't, if you want to send it to Charlotte, I'm not going to be any more sad or happy about it than I would if they would have sent it to Orlando. I mean, if it's not Greensboro, honestly, I don't care where it goes because
it's a big deal.
It's just such it has such, deep roots here that it's just a shame that it's going, but things change.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like seeing, in fact, if you watch the ACC network, they did a whole thing about the ACC tournament history of it. There was one reporter who is still around today, Erwin Smallwood, who's been around forever. He was a Greensboro News and Record reporter for forever. And he was there the night the ACC was born. And I remember asking him in one of my stories years ago, just tell me what that was like. He said the door opened up and all these bigwigs from the different colleges came out of a cigar smoke-filled room, and he said they all walked out and said, "We did it. We're starting this new conference." And I just I hate to see that leave.
Yeah,
that'd be sad, I think.
But I think you bring up a good point, though. That as long as they're committed, at least over the next dozen or so years, to continue to bring tournaments here, that is a good consolation.
It is. The money. All right. So we all know that Greensboro, speaking of that, calls itself Tournament Town for a reason. There are experts at hosting the big event. Greensboro is Tournament Town. So now the Greensboro Sports Foundation will make sure that we are grabbing all these big ticket events. I spoke with the new president, Richard Beard, about that group and its purpose. If there's one term I've heard a lot lately when it comes to sports in Greensboro and the Triad is that there's a story to tell. Richard says that all the time here as the president of the Greensboro Sports Foundation. For people that don't know, tell us what you guys do.
Yeah, well, the Greensboro Sports Foundation is a local organizing group for a lot of these big events. And we work closely with the Convention and Visitors Bureau who sells the event. Once it comes here, we help execute the event with our hundreds of volunteers that make Greensboro unique.
It's interesting. We're here at the Aquatic Center. This is a jewel in the crown, right? How people don't realize, I don't think, just how big this is for us.
Yeah, this was built as a world-class facility. We're bringing in national and international events to this Aquatic Center, which is putting us on national television. But it's an example of building quality facilities that also benefit the citizens. Had we not built this pool, we wouldn't have our Learn to Swim program to teach every second grader water safety skills, every second grader in the public school system. So this is an example of how our community can invest in great facilities and bring a lot of return on that investment, but also benefit the community.
So, because it's interesting for the average person, I know a lot of people, they haven't even been in here. They need to be in here and see this because you're talking about national and international, swim champions coming here.
Absolutely. Recently we had the Phillips 66 time trials for the World Swim Championships, and we had 38 Olympians here breaking all kinds of records, and we had 8 U.S. Open records, 1 world record broken in that week. But to see Katie Ledecky and Caleb Dressler come and swim in this pool, it's great that people in Greensboro can come out here and see world-class sports for practically nothing, if not free.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, so coming up the next half hour, we're going to talk a little bit more kind of what's coming up down the road for these guys. We got a lot of sports happening in Greensboro that a lot of people aren't even aware of. That's right. We'll talk about that coming up in just a minute. First, check of the forecast, and yeah, hot, hazy, humid. Here we go into an extended period where really it's more just like a typical summertime day. Normal highs in the upper 80s this time of the year. That's pretty much where we're going to be after today. We're in the mid 80s for the most part. High Point, you show up at 88 though. Lexington at 84, Asheboro and Siler City there in Chatham County 81, 84 Burlington, Greensboro, Reedsville, and Walnut Cove all at 85, Mount Airy 84, and North Wilkesboro at 82. Across the region overall, when you're talking about rainfall, not seeing a whole lot of that. We're going to show you the radar. Sorry, my controller is not working. Let me get over here and change this graphic for you. It looks like as we talk about the forecast into the night, it's just sticky. The dew point temperature is really up there. You know, anytime you get into the 60s, that's termed as humid, and then it's oppressive and tropical moisture really once you get to 70. And we're at 68 right now with that dew point. Tonight's low 67, obviously very humid. Same story tomorrow with a high of 89, a few degrees warmer tomorrow even than what we're seeing today. Showers for the most part have been to the south, mostly in southern Davidson, Randolph County, and Montgomery County as well. Kind of hovering down that way for now. Very hot and muggy because of that high off the coast. So our winds come in out of the south, taps into that moisture to the south, and just keeps us on the hot side for a while. 7-day forecast, it's kind of a repeat performance once we get to Sunday. But Thursday and Friday, you're looking at a 20 to 30% chance of a shower, highs right around 90. Same story Saturday, but Sunday it's a 40% chance. We'll hold that through Wednesday of next week. And even for the 4th, your forecast there, a high of 89 degrees. That is a typical early July day, and 89 for Tuesday and Wednesday.
How's everybody doing on this hump day?
Whoop, whoop. I'm moving the table.
Hey there, friends. So we're coming up here in a little bit. We're going to be talking about the worst pizza toppings. So let us know, are there any pizza toppings that you just can't stand? I'm sure at least half of you will say pineapple.
Pineapple or anchovies.
Anchovy, I think that's going to be mine.
I don't think I've ever had anchovies.
I haven't either.
I've had an anchovy, so I don't know why I got risky one day and I ate an anchovy out of like a can. You know, they come in those little like cans
Aren't they
with like
just
the
salty?
peel
So
off
are they
top.
like sardines? Like,
Yes.
I like sardines.
I don't know about
My
that.
grandfather used to eat them with saltine crackers.
Yeah, so
and
did mine.
And I would
I don't know what the
like to eat
difference.
them with
I
him.
don't know if what. Obviously, there's a difference, right? They're two different fish, but I don't know what the difference
Yeah.
is. Does anybody Facebook let us know?
I don't know
Is there a
about
difference?
fish on pizza. I mean, I like shrimp on my pizza. I've had shrimp on pizza before.
Shrimp on pizza? I've never had
Yeah,
that.
like
that doesn't sound good at
You've
all.
never had like a lobster shrimp pizza,
No.
like
No.
flatbread or
Right.
something like that?
And
Really good.
I probably would turn it down.
There's
if
this
I saw
place
it.
called Season 52 that has one. It was really good. You've
Where
never
is
had
this
like
place
lobster?
called?
They had one in Memphis, but they have different locations in the country. So
I just assumed that they had them at Green Valley Grill, or not Green Valley Grill.
Village Tavern.
Village Tavern.
Yeah, Lauren's favorite. I think she gets a kickback from them every time she
Yeah, I
mentions
think so. Well, let us know your worst pizza topping, and we might share it with our viewers here in just a couple of minutes. See you soon. The pandemic has shifted the way we do lots of things. Eating practices, recreational activities, and social gatherings, just to name a few.
As a result of those adjustments, one Greensboro woman sought out a new passion. She told WFNY News 2's Tracy McCain why she went from serving the city to serving up the latest looks.
I always knew that I was different.
Wendy Hunt has made big moves before.
The same faith that God gave me to move down here was the same faith that he pumped me up with to say, you know what, Wendy, you are going to walk away from your 9 to 5 and you are going to pursue your passion, and it's your time.
She put her entire trust in God and decided to leave her job with the Greensboro Police Department in order to pursue another dream.
It has always been a long-term goal for me to style and to open a fashion boutique. I have very chic and stylish couture styles for women, and I'm also exploring things for men as well.
She started pouring into fashion during the pandemic when the chaos of COVID was cutting deep.
That's the type of thing that kind of worked for me coming out of my season of depression.
Hunt started Anointed Apparel and is planning her big debut with a fashion show in downtown Greensboro.
How long would you say that that's taken you?
Less than 90 days.
What?
Yeah, my boutique opened mid-March of this year. I went to Vegas to the magic show and I secured over 10 accounts.
Her first runway puts a focus on her exclusive collections with a topic we can all relate to.
It's an artistic testament to how fashion has been a way of healing and restoration after overcoming the crucial and personal effects of the pandemic. I have a lot of people in the show who also experience anxiety, depression, and just the isolation in itself.
Her message:
don't forget, make you the priority.
Wendy Hunt's Anointed Couture Boutique hosts its first show Friday night from 7 to 11 at the Elm and Bain event venue. Tickets are available online. We've got the link on WFMYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
You know, the old saying is not the heat, it's the humidity, and that is the case for us, especially over the next several days. The humidity really not going anywhere. Temperatures like this will be a little bit cooler, believe it or not, than where we'll be for probably Sunday through the middle part of next week. Big changes coming up for us. 74 in Boone, that's comfortable. In Asheville, 71, I'm jealous. 85 for the Triad right now. Raleigh, 84. Wilmington, 83. Myrtle Beach at 80. Just one thing in the tropics to note, not developing yet, but there's an 80% chance that that particular system you see there to the south of the Dominican will become Tropical Storm Bonnie. So we'll watch for that. That could happen anytime, really. We'll keep watching with the Hurricane Center and let you know. Tonight, 67 degrees, partly cloudy. 89, though, tomorrow. We'll lock in those upper 80s. I'd say 87 to 90 is a good range of high temperatures, really, from the second second half of the weekend through the middle of next week, if not longer. We'll have to wait. It is kind of a typical summertime forecast. When you get that 30 to 40% chance of a late day shower every single day, that's what we get in the middle of summer. Looking at the radar right now, most of it is to the south. We see it around Lee County there in Sanford area, Moore County where Carthage is, and then also Montgomery. Most of that is drifting south and east, and we're just locked in with the same pattern. So that high pressure there providing muggy air coming in from the south and pushing up across the area, and get used to that. Doesn't go away anytime soon, and we will watch as that system just kind of meanders around a little bit. Here's what the 7-day looks like. 89 tomorrow, and let's just call it what it is. It's consistent. It's between 88 and 90 7 days in a row, right? Rain chances 20% Thursday, 30% Friday and Saturday, and a 40% through most of next week.
Think about this. How serious are you about the people you have around you? Today, Coach Lamont warns us of the dangers bad apples can present.
If you surround yourself with 5 fools, you're going to become the 6th. If you surround yourself with wisdom-filled people, you're also going to become the 6th. See the equation here? We are relationship sponges, soaking in the people around us. If you notice that there were things about you that you're not pleased with, you have to first ask yourself, did this behavior come from me or the people that are in my life? The reason we are still sharing space with some is out of a false obligation. Remember, leeches aren't picky about who they suck blood from. It is time to stop allowing people to suck the life out of you while they are living their lives without thinking of your life. Now is the time, my friend, to no longer be a sponge to the people that no longer benefit you, but be a sponge to those who could prosper you forward. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Comments. So let's talk about our favorite topic.
Yes.
I know, I just posted, did you see that I posted that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I just posted it.
I like pepperoni.
Okay, so how about this?
Oh,
We're gonna take it one step further. Not just your favorite topping, but what would be the ideal pizza?
Stuffed crust,
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
pepperoni, jalapenos.
Yep, now you got me.
Bacon, meatball.
So you like meat lovers?
my
Yeah, I
God.
like meat
The
lovers.
meat
too.
lovers,
I do
okay.
With
too.
some jalapenos on there. I like the spice. And some crushed red pepper on top, dipped in ranch. It has to be dipped in ranch.
Ooh, that's nice. Not that you're
And
specific.
sometimes I'll order like that just for myself over the weekend and eat half for lunch, half for dinner.
That's awesome. I'm pretty basic. Pepperoni, that's all I need.
That's all
Stuffed
you
crust?
want?
Absolutely stuffed crust, but I feel like I don't get stuffed crust a lot because like you have to get from
the
Pizza Hut or
large.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and you have to convince other people to want to get stuffed crust.
So I like
Right.
jalapenos, and I like, remember when Papa John does the pepperoncinis, but I like a bunch of those. Like, I eat those with the pizza, not on
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
But I love olives on my pizza. Literally, my mouth is watering. I'm not kidding. Sorry. I like green olives on pizza, which most people do not like.
Oh, that
I've
is
never
weird.
seen that. I always see the
You
black
can't get it.
olives.
I do it myself. I literally cut them up and put them on
Oh,
the pizza
wow.
sometimes because
So-
nobody likes that but me.
What did you just said something that reminded me of something else?
Jalapenos.
Nope.
Doing it himself.
Mouth watering.
No. Mm-mm. Before that, it was just before that.
I don't know. My brain.
Gosh.
What was it? Pizza.
Who likes cheese pizza though? I need toppings. I
Yeah.
feel like cheese is for
I
I
can
mean,
eat
I
it.
will eat
I always
it.
feel
Yeah,
like
I'll eat
it's
it.
like kiddish. Like, don't you?
It is, but I would eat it though. Yeah, I'm with Chad. I'm gonna turn it down.
When
but-
we were growing up, every Friday night we would do homemade pizza.
Oh yeah, my mom did
Yeah,
that.
and so we would like sit around, watch TGIF, and make like these big pizzas handmade. That was always like
My
one of my
mom
favorites.
did that too. Was it a kit like the Chef Boyardee?
I think so.
Because oh no, we got.
We'll Your next pizza could come from a robot, and not just the delivery. the chef.
Yes, right now a team of former SpaceX rocket scientists are turning their talents to America's favorite pie.
They're working on the Stellar Pizza System. It's a fully automated, fully enclosed mobile pizza maker. From assembly to cooking, there are cameras at every step ready to make adjustments.
But that's not the coolest part. All of this gets done inside of a truck like this that you see here on the way to your house.
What?
Our electronics are designed with the reliability that is required to get humans to space. There's a team of rocket scientists designing kitchen equipment from scratch.
Some of the same technology used in SpaceX battery systems are used in the portable pizza shop. Plus, with no human labor and no real estate costs, designers say the pizzas only come about $10. And in today's economy, that is definitely a plus.
How long before you see a pack of stoners rob the pizza truck?
Dude, there goes
That
the
would not
Stellar
be good.
Pizza. There's nobody on board. Right?
Yeah.
If you can get into it.
They jump in there and just start eating. Oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So we were talking earlier on Facebook about what's the worst pizza topping. I think there are like two that
Yes.
everybody can guess, right?
Olives,
Oh,
anchovies,
See, I would have said anchovies and pineapple.
and pineapple.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
you have some people who love pineapple and they say it belongs on pizza.
see, I'm okay with pineapple. Would I order it? No. But if somebody I was with or hanging out with, a party, they got pineapple on the pizza, then I would eat it and I wouldn't have a problem with
Okay,
it.
so what makes the perfect pizza for you guys?
I'm really basic.
Okay.
Pepperoni
Chad's like a kid.
and stuffed crust.
Yeah, pepper. I love stuffed crust.
Same.
But sometimes it can be a bit much. I love, nobody likes this but me, I don't think, but I like the thin crust. I love the thin crust pizza.
You like the crunch, I bet.
Yeah,
I
and it's
do.
almost like a cracker.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I like meat lovers on the little, thin crust.
I like that, but I'm with Chad with the stuffed crust. But whatever pizza I get, I have to dip it in ranch. That's like my thing.
So I remember what I was gonna say about Papa John's, the way that they give you those little like butter
The
containers.
garlic butter.
And I dip just the crust in the butter.
So I have
Please.
something else for you all to try. You might think I'm weird. Try dipping your crust in Ken's honey mustard.
Really?
Oh.
I've had that before. I'll try that.
And it tastes good. You can put honey mustard on anything.
I like blue cheese. I dip my crust in blue cheese like you have for wings.
I just recently heard about the trick of dipping sweet potato fries in honey mustard.
Okay, you're late to the party. I remember you posted about that on Facebook. I've been doing that for years.
I have not done that.
See,
I
I
would do that.
Really?
That
You've never?
sounds awesome. No.
Yeah.
It's
Honey
good.
mustard, it goes on everything. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
All right, they're telling us to be quiet. We'll be back.
Hey, are you asking for a mic check for me? All of a sudden I heard my office really loud. Okay. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
Hey, we're digging into
Welcome to your 4 to 5, everybody. I'm Eric Chilton. I'm laughing because we're talking about food every day, all day. It's all we talk about. Chad, Lauren, and Eric.
Now I'm hungry and I can't wait for dinner. Thanks for watching us on WFNY News 2, Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFNY News 2 app.
Here's something other than food. To our Facebook friends, we're going to be talking about the new Hocus Pocus movie trailer coming out. Let us know in the comments if you're excited about it. I, for one, am excited about it. We have a lot to get to before that, however. We are starting this half hour with breaking news out of Randolph County. Deputies now say a Seagrove firefighter who died last weekend was actually killed by his wife. EMS responded to a report of a self-inflicted gunshot wound on Saturday. They took MJ Auman to the hospital where he later died. The sheriff's office says its investigation showed his wife, Heather, actually shot him. She's been charged with first-degree murder. This is a developing story. We'll update you on air and online as we get more information. Our smartphone app subscribers will be the first to get the latest information.
We've got new details on a shooting that happened inside of a Target. It happened around 8:30 last night at the Target on Haynes Boulevard. The victim told police a group of 3 men beat him up inside of the store. He had a gun on him and tried to scare them off by firing it. No one was hit. The suspect then stole the gun and ran off. Officers say the victim was injured but is expected to be okay. Police say the suspects drove off in a white hatchback style car with Ohio plates. If you know anything or saw this altercation, call police. Greensboro police say a man accidentally shot himself when they caught him in the middle of a crime. Officers found 29-year-old Ryan Augenbaugh trying to break into a car this morning on West Haven Drive. While struggling to make an arrest, they say he shot himself with his own gun. Police say he was taken to the hospital where he is currently in stable condition. An officer also went to a hospital with a minor injury. Augenbaugh is charged with 3 counts of breaking or entering a motor vehicle.
Even more jobs could be coming to the Greensboro-Randolph mega site, like a lot more. In the state budget proposed by Republicans, there are hundreds of millions of dollars in incentives to expand the new Toyota plant there. In exchange for $225 million, Toyota must create at least 5,000 jobs. The deal must still be finalized. Guilford County Emergency Services is trying to get $400,000 in grant money to update and expand its training facilities. Leaders say it'll also provide EMTs with more advanced technology like recording equipment, smart board, maybe even virtual reality systems.
Today, a federal judge sentenced singer R. Kelly to 30 years in prison. Kelly is accused of using his R&B superstardom to subject young fans to systemic sexual abuse. He also is convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking last year. This isn't the end of Kelly's fall from grace. The singer still faces prostitution charges in Minnesota and federal pornography charges in Illinois.
The White House is exploring a new strategy to fight the spread of monkeypox. It involves speeding up testing and vaccinations and putting extra attention on places most at risk. We got an update on how many doses they're ready to roll out.
This is the only vaccine licensed to fight monkeypox. The shot, called Jenios, is produced by the Danish company Bavarian Nordic.
It stimulates your immune system so you are better prepared to fight the monkeypox you are infected with.
The Biden administration is pushing 56,000 doses of the Jenios vaccine to areas where the virus is spreading fastest. In New York City, people lined up to get the shot.
Lots of us had heard stories, maybe a friend of a friend who had gotten monkeypox.
I feel a lot safer going out, meeting new people, whatever it is.
The U.S. has reported more than 300 cases in more than half the country. More than 4,700 cases have been found in more than 40 countries. While the World Health Organization last week stopped short of calling the outbreak a global health emergency, officials insist it's still a threat.
The longer the virus circulates, the more it will extend its reach.
The disease, which was first discovered in Africa in monkeys, causes a rash that can look like chickenpox. The virus spreads through close contact, and while most recover within weeks, it can be deadly. Even if someone catches monkeypox, experts say getting the vaccine can reduce symptoms.
You can be vaccinated if you believe you may be infected.
Bavarian Nordic says it's meeting global demand, and if needed, can ramp up production to 30 million doses a year.
And this week, our state confirmed a second case of monkeypox. It was in Mecklenburg County. The first was in Haywood County last week. Monkeypox appears as a skin rash and is spread by skin-to-skin contact. Of the cases in the U.S., none have been deadly.
Yeah, this humidity sticking around for a while. It's actually not as bad today as it will be by the time we get to Sunday, and then Sunday through Wednesday of next week. Pretty hot and sticky for a while. We're kind of locked into this pattern. 67 the overnight low tonight. That means that's tomorrow morning's temperature really. Partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the south fairly light. That southerly flow bringing in all the heat and humidity. Partly sunny tomorrow. Another hot and muggy day. We will flirt with 90 degrees once we get to tomorrow and the day after, technically, for a while. I mean, there's a stretch of this between 88 and 90 degrees almost every day in our 7-day forecast. So get used to what we're seeing out there. A couple of showers to the south, mostly southern Davidson, Randolph, and Montgomery counties. And that's about it for now. We do have some in the mountain communities, but notice we're getting this flow in from the south and southwest. It's around a periphery of a huge high pressure that's off the coast. There it is there. And that keeps that muggy air firmly in place. So we get those late day pop-up showers and thunderstorms. It's kind of a typical summertime forecast. Best rain chances really start Sunday. All of these are in the afternoon, but Sunday through Wednesday of next week. As we head into your Thursday and Friday, not that bad, kind of a typical 20 or 30% chance. It's a 40% once we get to Sunday and work through most of next week. Heat and humidity locks in for a while, at least throughout our 7-day forecast. Here's the recap for tonight. 67 degrees, the overnight low. Then tomorrow we see that high, and again, look at our 7-day. It's a big stretch here, isn't it? 88 to 90, the range of highs, although a 2-degree range, and that's for Thursday all the way through Wednesday of next week. Rain chances fairly slim tomorrow, 20% chance, but a 30% of afternoon late day showers and storms. Friday, Saturday, 40% for Sunday. Also the 4th of July, if you're heading out, it's a typical July forecast, and we lock in at 88 for Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, so this right here, it is a common sight, the Amazon delivery on the doorstep. Even if you don't remember what you ordered, you're 100% sure this is from Amazon. But when you get a text or an email about your Amazon order, your confidence that it is really from Amazon may drop to low. I mean, scammers are good. They have all kinds of tricks. Amazon recognizes that and is now protecting customers with the smile. That's right, their signature smile. Really, this right here is part of the plan to keep you safe. Amazon is hoping to reduce the risk of phishing scams by giving you a smile as their verification. When you get an email from Amazon, the smile will show up in the listing. Now, this is for emails on your desktop and your mobile devices. If customers see the smile logo next to emails coming from an @Amazon sender, that will indicate that the email is authentic, confirming that it came from Amazon and not from a scammer. So what do you think?
It's only a matter of time before the scammers figure that out.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, they're smart. They could just, replicate that.
They are smart, but it is from their return site, right? It's not like at the bottom somewhere where they can copy and paste it. It actually is linked to the sender. So like when your name goes on an email, it says Chad Silber or CS or whatever it is linked to the sender.
All right, so, well, for now,
not
hackable. But we'll see, yeah.
We'll see, yeah, we'll see because they spoof everything, right? And so, I look forward to when they incorporate that in texts as well, because my rule of thumb is even if you know that the text is real, don't ever click on anything.
Right. I have been your TV husband for long enough that I'm skeptical of everything that I see. Everything. I'm not
Don't touch anything!
Even if this came up, I would say, nope, I don't believe it.
Interesting, okay. Well, just recently I did a story showing you the differences and similarities of real and fake Amazon text. It is worth looking at because you want to see the examples and you want to see what to look for. But just like Chad said, be skeptical all the time, right? But you can see this in the Two Wants to Know section.
Dig into it's Ben Briscoe here with something that is real. The new state budget proposed by the General Assembly gives $15 million to move the ACC headquarters from Greensboro down to Charlotte. It's a big loss, but what does it mean for our local economy? Coming up at 5:45, we're going to dig into the impact and break down by the numbers. In the meantime, let us know your questions about the news by texting 336-379-5775. We'll be right back.
Hello, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Video, okay. Can you?
It is creeping up quickly. We are just 1 month away, just over a month, from the Wyndham Championship out at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson got an update on plans from tournament organizers.
Chad, it's preparation time right now at Sedgefield Country Club. It's getting ready to host the Wyndham Championship in early August. Tournament director Bobby Powell talked to us. He says it takes about 7 weeks to get the course ready for the PGA Tour and its fans. He describes what goes into it.
Well, we're excited. Our build out started June 20th, so we're definitely in that ramp up phase to the tournament. And anytime you see the vendors come on the golf course, it just kind of extends that layer of reality that you know is eventually coming, but once you finally see them, then it gets real. It's not too dissimilar from building a house where you've got to lay the foundation first before the next steps occur, and we're in that initial phase now, probably the second phase really, because our second vendor has arrived on site.
The Wyndham Championship gets underway August 3rd and runs through August 7th at Sedgefield Country Club. Fan activities are returning, like Wyndham Rewards Points Paradise and Margaritaville, to name just a few.
You know, it seems like every time we turn around, the Triad continues to see major growth, and that includes major sporting events as well. Here's more of my conversation from earlier this morning with Richard Beard about the Triad's future in sports. Yeah, you're looking at what, in my opinion, is one of the greatest facilities in Greensboro when it comes to sports, the Greensboro Aquatic Center. Richard Beard is the new president of the Greensboro Sports Foundation, and we have a ton of sports coming to this area that people aren't even aware of.
Exactly. So a lot of people know about the Wyndham Championship that'll be here the first week in August, but the third week of July, we will have the Y Nationals long course, which is 50 meters swimming. 800 swimmers from 20 different states will come to Greensboro for the Y Nationals. The next week we have the Aau Junior Olympics that'll be held not only in the Greensboro Coliseum complex, but also at A&T State University on their track. 18,000 athletes will be coming to Greensboro 27,000 room nights, $38 million economic impact over a 2-week period just for that AAU
And that's
Junior
before
Olympics.
we even get to the Wyndham.
Exactly.
Right?
And that'll actually overlap the Wyndham, so hotel rooms will be non-existent during the Wyndham Championship.
How does this trickle down to the average guy? Why should people care about this?
Well, it's a huge impact to the community. I mean, these, just the AAU Junior Olympics, they're filling up restaurants and leaving a lot of tax dollars to this community, and they're also coming and seeing how great this community is. And who knows, someone might be in this crowd that want to move their business here, or the family might want to move here. We have a lot going on in Greensboro to come and capitalize on.
It's very good. And the Sports Foundation, a big part of that. Thank you for taking time out today. Appreciate it. All right, so just kind of recapping, basically he's saying that at the end of July, we have 2 events that are bringing in about 27,000. That is not an exaggeration, about 27,000 athletes. And they got to have people with them.
The families, right?
Families.
Yeah.
They're coming. It's track and field at A&T. It's the aquatic center with all the swimmers. And he said it would literally means 27,000 hotel nights. So the amount of money, it's tens of millions of dollars that come into our community because of these events. And those events are the last 2 weeks of July, and then the Wyndham hits. So for the month of July and first half of August, we are swamped with sports.
Money.
Yes, a ton of it. And he said that the athletes, a lot of them, when they come here and their families, they'll say, this is a really nice area. He goes, some of them have bought property because they liked it so much here. And that aquatic center, they have some world records that have been set there and national records by Olympians that have swam there.
And when you host events of that size, of that magnitude, I mean, it's not going to be the last one.
No.
Especially if it goes over well. So, I mean, just so much good news for our area. It's great.
Yeah, like you said, bringing in that sense of pride, especially when it comes to the sports world.
And you put that with the Toyota plant and all the other, the jet, I mean, it's like our area, I think, is really going to explode. I also think that this is me, not any official person, but I think our real estate prices may not go back ever to where they were before because of how much growth we're seeing. It may hold and then the population would catch up to it.
Yeah, it's just really putting Greensboro on the map, like us competing with like Charlotte and Raleigh. Like, we really are a big city, got lots of things to do here.
Very true. And if you want to learn more about the Greensboro Sports Foundation, just look for this story on WFNYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
Even though it is still June, there's a lot of talk about Halloween right now. Okay, I heard you sing it before.
I put a spell on you and now you're mine.
The Sanderson sisters are back for Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, the first movie released in 1993. It's about 3 witches and sisters who spent 300 years sleeping, and then they were resurrected on Halloween.
All 3 actresses who played the sisters in the first movie will return, but this time they're navigating their way through Salem after accidentally being brought back. The movie comes September 30th on Disney Plus, a month before Halloween.
All right, so I asked you on Facebook, what movie would you like to see a sequel created for that didn't have one? MD Moore said, since sequels seldom hold up, I hesitate to name any, but how about Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty, Copland, and Stalag 17? Rex and Ann Bennett says Pretty Woman, hands down. Blair said The Harder They Fall. She said because we need, quote, more black westerns. And Leslie says I'd love to see another Jurassic Park. Kidding.
Like
a lot of Jurassic
so
Park.
many
Fast
of
and the
them.
Furious, right?
Same
thing.
Or Final Destination. I
Oh
actually
my
would want to
gosh.
see another one. Like what, they always use a form of transportation like a plane
Yep.
or a car accident or a roller coaster to get in trouble. I wonder what they would use if they did another one.
How many Fast and Furious? Aren't there like 8 of
At
those?
least 17, I think. I'm
No.
just kidding.
Oh, I was like, it
There's
might have been.
a ton of them.
Right.
So.
I don't know what mine would be because I have trouble with sequels usually. I mean, only Marvel kills it every time.
And I feel like for the sequel to be good, a lot of time has to pass. Like to build up the anticipation. Don't you agree? Like I
Yes.
feel like when they do movies back to back, it's kind of like, oh, that kind of fell flat. But
Too
when
soon.
like 10 years, 20 years pass, everybody's like, yeah, I can't wait for this to come out.
People always will joke when we have this this conversation. Oh, they should make a Titanic too. But it would be funny if you could like make it like a ghost ship, and then all of a
Well,
sudden
that might work. You have the same actors, even the ones in the first one that didn't make it. They can come back
That would be the ghost. Yeah.
do their thing. I remember when they did Back to the Future because they shot them simultaneously in some cases. So I think, if memory serves a long time ago, but I think it was like a year apart or 2 years, and it was like 1, 2, and 3. So it was meant to be. I know it was meant to be 1 and 2. I think 3 was added later. 3 was the weakest, but that's one of my favorite sequels.
Do you know any movies where the first wasn't the best, in your opinion?
And the sequel was better?
Oh, we just had this conversation. I can't remember what we talked about.
I don't know. I just feel like the first one is always the best. Like Shrek, I love that movie. And then the second and third, they were pretty good, but not as good as the
People
first.
are saying Top Gun.
Yes.
Yes.
I would say that I saw it.
See, I haven't seen the
this
first
last
one.
weekend, and it was so
Really?
good. I mean, the first one, and maybe it's just because of the production quality, because it was
It's old.
it was old. But yeah, the second one was really good.
Or maybe Toy Story.
Oh, I love Toy Story.
Yeah.
All right. We got to talk about
Getting
weather.
yelled at.
We're getting in trouble. Here we go. Let's take a look and see. One day I'm going to put the producer's headset volume on TV. I'm just going to have Kayana going, hey, weather, please. You would love it at home. You'd love to hear that. 90 degrees for Saturday. I'm kind of giving you the weekend here, the holiday weekend. 90 degrees on Saturday, 89 for Sunday and Monday. So if you have the holiday you need to stay hydrated and stay cool, that's for sure. Overnight lows around 69 to 70 degrees. And again, those isolated late day storms. It really shouldn't amount to a whole lot on Saturday, but once we get to Sunday, then we're in that normal summertime pattern. So 40%, you could almost say 40% of the viewing area, if you want to look at it that way, would get an isolated late day shower or storm, and that will be the case for much of next week as well. So lows tonight around 67, again partly sunny. The key word here is just muggy. We're going to keep that humidity fairly high with the winds coming in out of the south consistently really over the next few days thanks to a high pressure that's located off our coast. We're not going to see a whole lot of change out there. A couple of isolated showers in the southern Piedmont, but really overall it's just kind of a variably cloudy afternoon. We're fairly dry tomorrow. Let's go with a 20% chance of a shower. Wouldn't hold your breath for that, but then we're into that 30% for Friday and Saturday, and highs around 90. Getting into Sunday now, that's when we go to 40%. Hold that for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All of our high temperatures pretty consistent between 88 and 90 degrees for the next week.
1, 2, 3, Timbuk.
Oh yeah. Hi, Lauren.
Shona?
I don't know Shonuf.
Hey, you need a mic check from me? We're doing the tease at the
It is a good movie.
I saw it whenever it came out. I was laughing so hard.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check.
Mic check, yay, you can see me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank. Perfect.
It's time for my 2 cents. Every morning at 5 a.m. my alarm goes off. Time to get ready for the gym. That's been my weekly routine for nearly a year now. From January to April of this year, I was very consistent. But as the days got longer and the temperature got warmer, I started to fall off the wagon. I'll be honest, the past 2 months have been a bit shaky. I found myself wanting to sleep in more and losing a bit of motivation. The days I would skip out on the gym for some extra Z's, I would always feel guilty. Not to mention, I was still paying for the days I wasn't there. It just seemed the more days I missed, the harder it was for me to adhere to my 5 a.m. wake-up call. I also found myself feeling off-balanced and sort of unclear. You see, the gym for me has always been a safe space and a time for me to pour into myself. When I go to the gym in the morning, I feel ready to take on the day ahead. It just makes me feel more confident and centered. I make better food choices, and I love the community of friends the gym has created for me. Good news, the past 3 weeks, I've gotten back on track. I'm working out more, and I feel the best I've felt in a while. I share this to say, sometimes life can get a little hectic, and you may find yourself falling out of your normal routine. As long as you give yourself some grace, you can certainly hop back in. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFNY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We begin with breaking news right now on WFNY News 2 at 5 o'clock. A Triad woman is arrested and charged with murdering her husband, who was a longtime firefighter in Randolph County.
Seagrove firefighter MJ Auman's death hit the small community hard, causing many to ask why.
Deputies say it happened on Saturday